What's up, board game people? I've been talking about it for quite some time now. I think it's finally time to take a closer look at Phantom Epoch. I contacted doTERRA Games about checking out a preview copy of the game, and they were kind enough to send one right over. Hidden inside the shiny box, I found something special. Let's take a closer look. Before I begin, I don't get any money from game companies for making my videos. I received a preview copy of the game to make this video with, but all thoughts and opinions are unfiltered and my own. This is thanks to the generous support of my Patreon members. You guys rock. Cold, smothering darkness, and infinite nothing. This is the future. A synthesized voice sounds at once in your head and all around you. Though the language is unknown to you, you understand the words, unless we stop it. Searing hot light explodes everywhere, vanquishing the cold darkness so bright it blinds the eyes just as much as the absence of light had. You try to close your eyelids to shield against it, but nothing you can do can shut it out. This is the future, the voice says, again flat and emotionless, unless we stop it. The light fades and all around you are stars, brilliant and beautiful against the backdrop of space. Light and dark, balanced perfectly, the way all things should be. This is the future, if we make it happen. Phantom Epoch is a 1 to 4 player cooperative tactical combat RPG in a box. This is the culmination of the dream for first-time designer Tyson Abernathy. It's what crowdfunding was invented for, and Tyson and doTERRA Games have done their homework, and they've come prepared. The preview copy I received is one of the most complete I've seen. It isn't a thrown-together prototype for a game that still needs years of development. What I received is a large slice of a well-prepared game with good bones, a great story, and the potential to be a resounding success. Phantom Epoch will cast you and your group as 4 different classes: the healer, the ranger, the rogue, and the warrior. These classes are your only starting options. As you progress, advanced classes will become available, allowing you to better customize your character to your liking. Each party can only have one of each class, but the race and sex of your character is up to you. Races each have some unique bonuses, and some may be better suited to specific classes, but the choice is yours. Each class has its own evolving action card deck, and a maximum deck size that forces you to make tough choices when deck building. You're dropped into a situation with very little briefing and the kind of retrograde amnesia that you find in many classic console RPGs, where your character knows little of their past and little of their present situation, but is expected to rise up and save the world, or galaxy in this case. While it might sound a tad old school, for me this feels familiar and piques my interest. There's a looming threat facing the galaxy, and the only people who can stop it are you and the voice that keeps intruding on your thoughts. The lore of the world and the story of the game is introduced to you piece by piece. It comes at a comfortable pace, so you're never reading page after page of narrative just to get to the next player action. But there's enough flavor text and fluff to really make the worlds seem alive and the people inhabiting them seem real. Your first mission will start within minutes of you having the game set up. Set up is a snap. With the production copies of the game, complete with tuck boxes, it'll become even faster and easier. There are 2 mission books, made from heavy stock that when opened sit side by side on the table to make up your mission map. The mission text usually resides at the top 2 pages, and the bottom 2 pages comprise your mission map. There are no tiles to dig through and fumble around with here. What you will find is that there are quite a few cards and a healthy amount of tokens. These can be made even easier to manage with a quality insert, which I believe is a stretch goal for the project. You have character miniatures, and the enemies you face off against are double-sided standees. Both the standees and the miniatures fit onto bases with health dials on them, making tracking of health points very easy when looking over the mission map. The physical action of ticking down your health can be anxiety-inducing during the tough encounters, and it feels extremely rewarding when ticking down your enemy's health. Then we come to the dice. Combat in the game centers around card play to choose abilities to use for the turn, and dice confirm hits and damage. The game comes with 3 types of dice. A decision dice that's rolled each turn to help automate enemy decisions. Then you have your attack dice. There's a pair of attack dice. One 8-sided dice, the basic attack dice, is loaded for moderate attack numbers and a low chance of a fumble, while the other is the blitz attack dice, and it has high attack values with a greater chance of a fumble. It's a bit of a push your luck that can be critical in times of need. The last dice is the accuracy dice. It simply tells you if some attacks hit, miss, or are blocked. Overall, combat is a mixture of card play, choosing the action cards your character will use for that turn, and dice rolling to confirm hits and attack values. Luck is there, but mitigated by things such as your action modifiers and attachments. During your mission, you'll be drawing event cards that will change the battle for better or for worse. You're on a bit of a schedule to save the world, so if you hang around for too many rounds, the Round 6 event deck will provide plenty of motivation to keep moving swiftly. Combat flows pretty steadily once you have a good grasp on the rules. Each enemy you fell will drop a number of Nova Cells, the game's currency. In between missions, you can take part in expeditions, which will often give you a bit of story and then ask you to make a decision, resulting in a reward, a boon, or a detriment to your next mission. Expeditions are resolved quickly and in some cases are quite impactful. In between most missions, you can also shop at the previous planet visited. You can buy and sell equipment to aid you in your campaign. You can also spend skill points to unlock new action cards for your character's deck, change characters, change out items and attachments, and then choose what new mission to set out upon, or choose to replay a mission already completed. Phantom Epoch's campaign stretches over 40 plus missions and includes some legacy-style hidden components. Now put down the pitchforks. No components were harmed in the playing of this game, but there are plenty of amazing secrets to discover. Some of these secrets will drastically change your character and the way you play. For me, that's excellent news. I always want something to discover, and it seems there'll be plenty to find here. Setup of the game is very quick. The first time you sit down to play, you'll have a few extra steps that might take a little bit of time, but only need to be done once. You'll create a campaign sheet complete with the name of your party. This sheet tracks available missions, completed missions, your party's fame for each planet, and more. You'll also complete character sheets that will help you track their progression and the property of each individual character. This clerical work takes very little time unless you obsess over names, and that's on you. With the inclusion of mission books with the unique mission maps, normal setup of a game session is a snap. Grab your characters, the talk boxes for each class, lay out the mission books side by side, place any enemies and grab their race and class action cards, and you're pretty well ready to play. The maps themselves look fantastic. There's nothing generic here at all. Each planet looks and feels unique, and each map feels handcrafted. The layout of the maps also feel well thought out. Simply navigating obstacles mid-combat on some of the maps becomes a puzzle in itself. The exciting element here is the obstacles can be both a hindrance and they can be a huge advantage when used correctly. The event cards really help to keep the pace of the mission going. At times you might get a bit of a reprieve from them, but other times they'll drop in a squad of enemies between you and your objective. Mission events, which are unique to the mission you're playing, take it a step further and make the map come to life or provide mid-mission twists and turns that you'll need to navigate. The difficulty level of Phantom Epoch is another thing that really shined for me. Each mission is assigned a difficulty rating. The higher the difficulty, the better the reward for that mission. The prototype only included 1 and 2-star difficulty missions, but at 2 stars, the difficulty change can absolutely be felt. The game does a good job in the first 3 to 4 missions of acclimating you to the dangers of the universe and introducing all the tools at your disposal, but past that, it doesn't really hold your hand. I'd go as far to say some missions were deceptively difficult, while still remaining fun to play. You don't fail forward in Phantom Epoch either. While sometimes failure and a replay can feel quite harsh, Phantom Epoch eases some of that pain by allowing you to keep anything you'd already unlocked from the mission. Your characters are transported back to the Phantom Epoch for a little R&R, and then you can give it another go. My favorite part of combat in Phantom Epoch is planning out the actions for my character. The only limit to the amount of action cards you can play in a turn is the amount of action points your character possesses. I'd often find myself combining several actions in a turn to pull off some truly epic feats. Your turn is never really wasted either. You can convert all actions into movement points or basic attacks, so there's always something you can do on your turn. The setting and theming of the game is quite interesting. The Vanish up and vanished with most of their technology that allowed space travel. What is left of their technology has the planet squabbling over it internally, and your party must rise above the strife to save the galaxy. Technological advancement has been set back to the day where swords and bows ruled the battlefield. These items are augmented with remnants of the Vanish technology to great effect. You're not going to see a ton of guns and rocket launchers here. It makes for a different type of sci-fi setting that's interesting and unique. Equipment in the game is different from planet to planet. The equipment ranges from mediocre to astounding. Some gear requires charges. This is another thing you'll spend your Nova cells on. You can charge your gear before a mission or during a rest. Personally, I've been playing the Warrior and Rogue, and my wife took the Healer and the Ranger. For me, the favorite is definitely the Warrior. I'm drawn to tanky types, and Phantom Epoch's Warrior is just beefy enough that I never worry about jumping into the fray, and he's powerful and versatile enough to pull off some amazing combos. My wife favors the Healer. The Healer is an all-around great support character. They have some attacks and can carry their own, but their ability to both heal and assist in the movements of allies is where they really shine. The game components were all high quality and stood out well against the backdrop of the maps. The cards are well laid out and well themed, and the books are high quality. This doesn't look like an initial release from a first-time creator. Overall, this is a wonderful offering from a great small indie company. You're backing not just a dream, but a game that's physically ready to go. There are some small wrinkles to iron out, but everything I've brought up with the creator is being addressed in one form or another, and I know they're working their hardest to make sure this is a success. This game is fun. It's around medium weight, and once you have the rules in your head, turns and combat flow smoothly. There's enough enemy variety to keep you guessing, and I cannot wait to see some of the other bosses in the advanced classes. Scenarios take between 45 and 90 minutes on average, meaning you're getting a ton of quality content here. For me, this would be an easy back. It's a page turner, and it's all I could do not to peek ahead. I see great things in the future for Dotira games. Hopefully that offers a closer look at the game and helps you to understand what makes it tick. I have more Phantom Epoch content on the way, along with other great videos this week. Please consider subscribing and helping this little channel grow so we can reach new people and grow our gaming community. Thank you to everyone watching and commenting and supporting. It means the world to me that I'm getting the opportunity to deliver honest, unfiltered content. Have a great week and play something sci-fi tonight.